I was in a revival some time ago, because I'm going to tell you, the spirit world recognizes us. The spirit world knows who we are. I was in a revival some time ago, and I was reading my text, and I was getting ready to preach, and a woman possessed with a devil, she gets up from her seat and runs up on the platform, and she comes and she stands next to me, right next to the pulpit, and she just stares at me. The ushers came and grabbed her, and they took her away. And I went throughout the service, and I preached and gave the altar call. And during the altar call, this woman had finally, they'd got her calmed down, and there were some ladies that were surrounding her, trying to hold her to keep from causing a scene. And when I walked by this woman, her eyes were closed, but when I walked by this woman, her eyes popped open. And she began to lunge at me and try to grab me. And she said, "I know who you are. You have the spirit of John the Baptist, and I was sent here for you." The spirit world knows who we are. And it's not time for us to walk around with our heads down as though we're some poor, pitiful Pentecostals. I ignored that woman because a lot of times when a devil manifests, it is for no other reason than to distract you from what God is trying to do in the atmosphere. And so I ignored that woman, and she came back later that night to the PM service, and I was preaching, and I saw her sitting about 4 or 5 rows back, and I began to preach that there's only one God, and his name is Jesus. And I got to the scripture that said, "Thou that believest in one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble." And when I quoted that scripture, that woman possessed with the devil began to shake in her seat. She got to the point she couldn't take it anymore. She jumped up out of her seat, ran down the middle aisles, and busted out the back door and never came back. Because the atmosphere of prayer is greater than the atmosphere of the demonic. It wasn't our talent and our ability that drove that demonic force out. It was the atmosphere saturated in the presence of God. God have mercy. And one of the greatest teachers of prayer is pressure. If you don't know how to pray, let a little pressure get applied to your life, and you'll learn how to pray. Let the monthly rent come and you don't have any money, and you'll learn how to pray. Let a fever break out on your kids in the middle of the night, and you'll learn how to pray. Let your dad leave your family and you don't know where he's at, and you'll learn how to pray. Let a diagnosis from the doctor come and you'll learn how to pray. But when the pressure is applied, and then all of a sudden the pressure lifts, and you're closer to God after the pressure than you were before the pressure, you'll thank God for the pressure. Is there anybody in this room that can look back on a traumatic experience in your life, and before the traumatic experience you didn't know how to pray, but after the trial, after the pain, after the struggle, you learned how to build a prayer closet, and now you're closer to God